And we are live with something that's actually kind of worth talking about.
The state of BBTAG and our thoughts on
Well, on 1.5 specifically, because at the time of this recording, the 2.0 patch is not out yet.
God, I hope it comes out soon.
We already have a
Is it
release
November
date.
21st yet?
Hey, you know who else was asking that? Everyone who was waiting for Smash Wii U.
Only this is more important.
Well, kinda, yeah, but still. Alright, but to get back on point, yeah, Tag, as a lot of people will tell you, is in a bit of a weird spot. Hui.
it's one of those games that it
Okay, so
feels exciting when you first pick it up. Like, oh, this is a really cool fighting game that anyone can get into.
and to that degree, actually, you're right about that. It is exciting when you're first diving into it. And it's just like, you want to actually learn the ins and outs, figure out exactly what's going on, and when something new comes up, it's just like, holy shit, wait, what the hell? Never knew we could do
But
this.
then once you get to past that point, you're just like, oh, there's not much else.
It was really nuts, especially when you realize, oh, everyone's just playing the same 5 characters on every team.
I would argue more like, alright,
15.
Yeah, I
up to
guess.
15 or so, give or take, but sometimes you will
Yeah.
get.
Even then, you get tired of seeing those characters and want to see,
Anything else?
yeah, you want to see the big, underused characters, the ones you
You
never
want to see Azrael. Wait.
Hell, you want to
Well,
actually.
I rarely even see him anymore. Yeah, I want to see Azrael.
Outside of Bojack, because Bojack's Azrael is lit as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, the game, it's a fun game.
And that okay, that's the weird part. I think we should. We think we should disclaimer this right now. We do not hate this game by any means. This, I could
No,
easily
we do
consider
not
this.
No, no, oh god, no.
I love this game.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Way into BlazBlue.
If it actually proves to become a successful
Yeah,
game in the long
same.
run, if this proves to become a successful game in the long run, this would easily become one of my favorite games of all time.
It's like, this is the kind of game where it's like, this is a dream.
It's like it's
It
kind of
really
similar. It's kind of similar to Smash Ultimate in that regard.
Where it's
Yeah.
like, conceptually, this is a dream.
It's like you have all these different series getting represented in a huge ass crossover where normally they'd never be able to interact.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And in theory, this is a match made in heaven.
It really is. It's a really interesting game, but when you get, it's like, you pick up the game, start doing, like, tutorials, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a really fun experience. But then you step online, and then you run into, like, the same 10 or so characters, like...
Actively, that's not always the case. If you're running to people who are on your level who are also, wanting to learn, then cool, you at least have a training partner to work with who you can play with on a regular basis.
But you almost never find that.
Unless you're me, then I just happen to run into all the chill people, but we're off topic there.
I meant more of you really to find people who want to learn anymore.
Okay, yeah, that's actually something, that's the first point worth talking about. Look at the new players who are coming in before 1.5 dropped, and look at the new players coming in before 2.0 drops, like around this time frame. As of recently, all the new players I've been finding, or new-ish players I've been finding, it actively feels like they don't outright want to learn anything, because it's the same similar case of, okay, yeah, you're just doing this one play style, I figured you out. How do you answer this when I'm answering you every time? And they almost never do.
Like, to an extent, I'm similar to that.
Um,
I will...
to an extent, but also kind of not to that extent.
Because there are times where I can be impossible to predict, but at the same time, I'm not good at this game. I will never say that.
I'm not even good at it.
Well,
I know I'm trash at this
a
game.
lot of these guys here will say I'm the best one here, but even then, I'll say this right now, I am nowhere near that good. Even though there are some people who will try to tell you otherwise, I am not that good at this game, believe you me. I will state that.
There are a lot of people who will tell you otherwise.
Yeah, but nonetheless. To kind of get back on topic with what we mean, back in the pre-1.5 days, we were running into people left, right, and sideways who seemed like they could actually, learn the ins and outs of the game and actively wanted to figure out what this game was about.
But nowadays, it just feels like, let me just pick a top tier and get hard carried by that.
Oh, not even that. I'm more talking about the new guys in general. It's like, when I see these guys playing, it doesn't matter what their character is, it's like, it feels so bland.
They are just so bland. They're not even showing any potential. They just, I press button, that's how play game.
It's like, yeah, you kind of figure out one simple strategy, but you're not adapting when it gets answered. It's like...
It's just, my strategy of press A at every possible moment isn't working. Let me just press A couple more times.
What? My Ruby instant air dash JB is getting anti-aired every time? Let me do it again.
Let me just keep doing this. One of these times it's gonna work, even though they've answered it every time.
And that's kind of a thing I'm noticing, is that a lot of the newer players, once they, in this current era, are kind of feeling like they're predictable and not going to get anywhere in the future. Also, part of me, I do have a drink on hand because, yeah, fuck you, I'm not doing all of this in one go with a dry throat.
Bitch, you think I don't have a drink with...
Yeah, I don't care that we're doing this on recording. Who gives a shit?
But it's like... And even then, you're not going to see a lot of variety in terms of character.
Well, I would say you'll definitely see variety in terms of team combinations at times. I mean, come on. As of this recording, there's 946 total combinations.
But how many of those are you going to see truly you?
About 7.
Actually, way more than you. Don't even over-exaggerate that. I would say you'd run into surprisingly a large amount, but the problem is they're all mixes and matches.
It's like, I mix top tier with high tier.
It's more like I mix this character, any one of these characters, with really good assist character.
I mix any character I want with top tier, I win. By default, wait, why I not win? How you counter me?
Unless you're one of those, unless you're BoJack and you're running Azrael Gordeau.
Gord's a respectable character. Gord's respectable.
He is respectable this patch.
Major respect to BoJack, though. His Az is clean as fuck.
Keyword this patch.
Yeah, well, actually, Gord's gonna be fine,
like,
I think. I don't think he's gonna be anywhere near his bullshit, but that's off topic.
It's one of those games where like, you feel like after 10 or so matches...
Unless you actively pursue trying to figure out the game inside and out, which most of the new people don't really do anymore, you're not really getting anywhere these days, and that's the problem.
But no, like, it's like you do a handful of matches, and it genuinely feels like you've seen all this game has to offer.
Not entirely so. I will disagree with you on that, but before I get my point, I actually have to refresh for a second.